Hey guys, Adam here again. I just got this package in the mail. This is a Lenovo ThinkServer TS140. This is the version with the Core i3 instead of the Xeon processor. The reason I purchased this machine is actually because I'm in college for computer networking, and I'm going to actually use this. I have a code that I got through my school for Windows Server 2012 R2, so I'm going to be setting up a lab environment in my house. So I'm going to be retiring my Windows home server. I'm going to probably use those parts to build another FreeNAS server for my main YouTube channel, because I actually generate quite a lot of video with that, and it's, if I use Fraps or whatever to capture video game footage, it's actually a really big file, so I'd like to have that separated from my media server still. I had been using the Windows home server for that, but I'd like to get the benefits of FreeNAS as well, so I think that's what I'm going to do with those parts. So I'm going to go ahead and get this thing out of the box and take a quick look at it. Alright, so this is what the actual unit looks like here out of the box. It's a bare bones system. It doesn't come with any sort of storage. There's no hard drives, no SSD or anything like that. So I'll be putting a couple of drives in here. I'm probably just going to start with a couple of 500 gigs. I haven't really decided the extent of what I'm going to be doing with this in the lab environment. I am going to set up a domain in my house. Like I said, this doesn't come with an operating system or anything. You have to purchase that separate, or get it through school, whatever you want to do. You can run Linux, Windows, whatever. So this side panel's being a little stiff, so I'm gonna have to use two hands. Let me set you down for a second. Alright, so here you can see the inside of the side panel has service information, which is kind of nice. I like these stickers. It's not really that necessary, but it is kind of nice that it shows the layout of the motherboard and all that stuff on here. Now this comes with, I believe, 4 gigabytes of ECC memory, which is right here. This has a Intel Core i3 processor. I think it's a 4130 processor. No expansion slots. It does have you know, all your normal stuff on the back here, built-in video. It has Ethernet, a bunch of USB 3, couple USB 2, onboard audio for whatever reason. These handy dandy drive trays here, which seem like they're pretty decent. Like they feel a lot like the ones that are in my Antec or anything like that. So this is supposed to be a pretty quiet machine. It's also supposed to be fairly energy efficient. It does have, like, I believe a 330 watt power supply. Does it say on here? 270, yeah. So it's like around 300 watt power supply, which will be sufficient for just drives and stuff. This isn't meant for gaming or anything like that, so it should work out quite nicely. I always like to see these grills on the fans that keep wires out. So the reason I decided to go with this instead of what I would usually do, which would be to build a system, is because I think this is pretty much the best deal you can get right now. This was $200, this machine, as it comes. There's like a $330 version that comes with a Xeon processor, but the i3 version is about $200. I got it on the President's Day sale on Newegg with like a $20 rebate as well. So I don't think you can build a machine for this kind of price for this to do what it needs to do. This CPU alone is like $100 and something, so I think it's a pretty good value for what you actually get. And I believe you can put up to 4 hard drives in here, and it comes with an optical drive, which is kind of handy for a server. But all in all, like I said, I think this is a good value. I'm kind of looking forward to getting my lab set up here with Windows Server and learn about that. And I'll try to get a close-up of the sheet here. So it's a 280 watt power supply, which there's only room for 4 drives in this thing anyway, and obviously it's not intended for high-end gaming or anything, so really that's probably all you need. I find most people put way more of a power supply in a machine than they actually need. It looks like the SATA cables are already routed. It doesn't look like there's a power routed down here. I guess you have to cut the zip tie and figure it out from there. But there are SATA connectors for everything, and like I said, I believe you fit 4 hard drives in here, probably 5 possibly if you have a drive converter for that. And there's the 1 memory stick installed. I will probably end up upgrading that at some point in the future, but 4 gigs should be just enough to get started in a lab environment. It's not like it's going to be doing high volume DHCP and all that stuff. So I think for just a couple computers at my house as in a lab, that ought to be just fine. And I want to thank you guys for watching. Catch you next time.